What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Let's talk about the F150, what kind of issues I've had. So going on, we've had this truck for like 6 years now. It'll be 6 years in July. I'm rounding up pretty much 6 years. You guys have already seen my last two videos. If you haven't, check them out. Let's get into it. Pretty much the way the truck is, I've done minor upgrades to it. It came with these wheels. The issues I've had. So the truck's been pretty solid overall. I drive it all the time. I bought it with 18,000 miles back in 2016. And now we're up to 150,000 miles. So I've put a lot of miles on it. A lot of it due to fish and bass tournaments and just always being on the road, which I don't mind. What happened actually recently was, I'll get you guys over here. This caliper seized up on me, so mid-driving, it was smoking, pulling in my driveway, smoking hot. So I had to replace the caliper on it, new pads, new rotor, which wasn't a horrible fix. Actually, when I was in there, I went ahead and just did 2 brake lines on each side just because those brake lines are known to have issues over time. Coming back, Wrigley man. This shock, so what I did was I upgraded up to, I don't know if I upgraded up or down, but I just put some Bilsteins on here. Steins, I don't know how you say it. I was thinking about going the Fox or the Icons, but honestly, for what I do, I just daily drive. There's no point in getting fancy for the sticker. But this truck has the Rough Country leveling kit, so it's basically a leveling kit, shocks, and then the little spacer back here to raise the back end as well. The Rough Country shocks that it came with obviously sucked. They blew out. One of them blew out, was leaking oil. So I just went with the Bilsteins just because they're known for quality. Apparently, you got to be careful with your spare tire on your trailer because I didn't really jackknife it per se, but I just was backing up down the T part of my street and that happened. Don't judge me on this, but I don't know how dirty it is under here. I haven't looked for a little bit and I never wash it, and who really does? Battery terminals are a little corroded, but I've replaced the battery in it. I cleaned the connections a while back. Put some of that grease on it, dielectric grease, that's what I put on it. Yeah, I couldn't remember that off the top of my head. So if you guys can, probably can't really see, but below this is the upper radiator tee. Basically what it started doing was it started to leak, and I knew I was low on antifreeze because the motor started warming up. Looked up online, and I'm no mechanic by any means, but I do know how to use a wrench here and there. So I fixed this tee myself. It probably was no more than a 2-hour fix. Just make sure the biggest thing is to make sure you drain that antifreeze. If you don't drain your antifreeze all the way, you're going to make a mess, in which I did. So make sure you do that. I just stay consistent with my oil changes, usually about every 5,000 miles, and clean my filter, replace the filter, but I put a K&N in it, so I probably need to check that. Nothing else so far under the hood. Knock on wood. As you can see, I put these new Kendas on here. You'll see that my rims kind of have that little like wear mark, and that's just basically because I run it through I have one of those car wash passes through Mr. Car Wash, so the track that your wheel goes through ends up kind of getting a little messed up, but I don't really care. It's not that bad, and I thought about touching it up, but I just put these Kenda cleavers on. These are 22s. They're 33, 12.5 22s. And I literally got them for $2.59 a tire. That's like a steal for a 22-inch tire, and it's a 10-ply. And I used to have the Nitto Ridge Grapplers, and I loved the tire. The only problem was they were a 12-ply tire. They lasted for almost, I think I had 70,000 miles on them, and they still had tread left, and someone still came and bought them. So if that tells you anything, it was a really solid tire, but it kind of takes away some of your ride, so it's not as smooth. And I actually want to go with them because I really do like that tread pattern, but the problem is they are like $500 a piece now, so that's $2,000 just in tires. So that's honestly something I'm not willing to spend. Spending $2,000 on tires is just not for me. Maybe for other people you have to if you have a bigger wheel, but yeah, not going to spend $2,000 on tires. Thank you. Wrigley, you're panting and it's not even hot out, dude. I haven't had really any major issues with this truck, knock on wood. Outside of the brakes, the upper radiator tee, which that T was pretty easy to replace. I mean, like, the only bitch part about it was draining the antifreeze. For someone who doesn't, I don't care to wrench. Like, I don't care. I mean, I know I can fix it, but I just don't care to do it. It wasn't that bad. The bumper issue, that's not even a problem. That's mechanically. That was just, I'm an idiot backing up the boat, and the tire hit the bumper. So at first, when I first seen it, I thought somebody actually hit me in a parking lot and took off, and then I'm like, it's kind of lining up to my spare wheel on my boat trailer. That's great. Couple lights here and there. Let's get into what's went wrong on the inside of the truck. Again, nothing major, but recently my blower motor started. I went to a tournament one morning with my dad, get out of the truck, and it was a tournament where it was below freezing, so we had the heat blasting. I get out of the truck, unstrap the boat, get back in the truck, and I can hear this just loud ass humming noise just going off. I knew it was something with the blower. I didn't even mess with it the day of the tournament. I had to worry about getting the boat unloaded, fishing, stuff like that. So I knew it probably wasn't nothing serious, but it was annoying. Get back to the house. I didn't even look up online how to fix it. I didn't even look to see if anybody had issues with it. I just instantly turned the blower on, felt where the vibration was coming. It's 3 screws. You just drop it out. Lo and behold, something else broke up inside the dash. I don't know what it was, but it was a plastic piece broke, and it fell down into the blower, and it was just rattling in the blower. I didn't look any further into what plastic piece broke. I just took it out, put the blower in, and she's quiet, back to normal. The other thing is the parking switch, and it absolutely drove me insane. The parking switch is something that you might end up not figuring out unless you do your research, and then you'll end up replacing, like, that's one reason why I replaced my battery. Boom, and it was wintertime. Wake up, truck's dead. Get outside, instantly call up buddy. He comes over, jumps the truck, and starts, and I'm like, yep, it's obviously the battery's, toast. Get a new battery. Next morning, dead. So what happens is, with this parking switch, is you actually have to put the truck in park. And when you put the truck in park, you got all of them orange lights that indicates what you're in. Like right now, it shows that I'm in drive. So as you guys can see, you have to be, whatever that light is on, that indicates what you're in. Drive, park, neutral, reverse. Well, what happens is you'll throw it in park, and then your parking light doesn't actually light up, indicating that your truck's not in park, even though it is. Well, when it does that, it leaves all your dash lights on. You don't know it. So basically what it's doing is, it's not in park, it doesn't think it's in park, so it leaves all the dash lights on. Obviously those overnight, gonna drain your battery, and keep doing the same thing. You can buy these switches off of eBay for cheap, 3 wires. It even comes with the little, these little adapter pieces, so you just push in, so that way you don't have to like jank wire it or nothing like that. Boom, replace it. I mean, it's literally probably like at this point, a 10-minute fix for me. So the truck doesn't think it's in park because the parking light does not show that it's in park. Therefore, your dash lights stay on all night and drains your battery. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna hop on eBay, actually even AutoZone. So I've actually had this switch go bad twice. And all it is just this little switch that when you let off of your shifter, it pushes that switch up. Boom, you're in park. What happens is it gets stuck. Well, it doesn't get stuck up. I think eventually it just wears out and it breaks and it just no longer springs back out. So you just actually have to go buy a new switch. Now, what you can do in the meantime to offset this, say you do buy it off eBay, AutoZone, it is more expensive, but you're gonna get a 2-year warranty with it when you get it from AutoZone. You get it off eBay, you're gonna pay a lot cheaper, no warranty, but first the price you're paying off eBay, it's kind of a deal. But if you have to wait and your battery's draining, there's the interior fuse, which is going to be located under your dash. You just pull that fuse out, and it takes away all the power from your dash lights. So that's the only way you can limp it by for the time. So just to recap, the only things that I've really had go wrong on the interior side of this truck was the blower motor, something breaking off and making that noise, and then the parking switch, which again, not a big deal, but if you're not familiar, that goes bad. It'll take you a little bit to kind of figure that out. I actually did have the volume switch on my steering wheel. So wrapping up, guys, interior, the blower issue, the volume button controls, parking switch, just the minor brake issues, the upper radiator tee, and aside from that, just keep doing your regular maintenance. I usually do about every 5,000 for oil changes. Some people probably do 3,000. I don't blame them because I had the 5.4 Triton in my last truck, and it was blown up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we're gonna have some more videos in the future, and Wrigley would absolutely love it too. Wrigley, Tell them you would love it if they would subscribe. Please subscribe to my dad's channel. That was him talking, not me. But I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace!